Hi, welcome to my channel Mathematics Made Easy by Mary MJ. Here I am discussing class 11, chapter 2 relations and functions. So today we are moving on to functions. So in the last video I was discussing what is relation, Cartesian product and all. So hope you remember what is a relation. So now we are moving on to functions. A relation f from a set A to a set B is said to be a function if every element of set A has one and only one image in set B. That is, suppose I am writing a relation here. R is equal to set of ordered pair 2, 1, 3, 1 and 4, 2. Here we can see that every element of set A means the first set, has one and only one image in set B. So first set are all different here. All the first set elements are all different. It is all unique. So all the first set elements, that is set A, has only one and only one image in set B, and therefore this given relation is a function. I'll write another relation. Let this be R1. Now R2, another relation. Set of ordered pair 2, 2, 2, 4, then 3, 3 and 4, 4. Whether it is a relation or not. Here we can see that set A has two elements. That is 2 is mapping to 2 as well as 2 is mapping to 4. So set A has that 2 is mapping to two different elements in B. Therefore, this is not a function. So R2 is not a function, R1 is a function because set A has one and only one image, whereas in this set A has more than one image. 2 is having two different images. And we call this ordered pair A comma B. This B is the image. B is called the image of A. B is the image of A, or we can write f of A is equal to B. B we call it as the image, or f of A is equal to B. Or we can say that A is the pre-image of B. A is called the pre-image of B. Okay, then what about the real valued function? What is a real valued function? A real valued function means it has a function which has either capital R, that is real numbers, or one of its subsets as its range. So a function which has either real numbers or one of its subsets as its range is called a real valued function. That is, its domain is also either R or subsets of R. It can be either real numbers or its subsets. That's called real valued function. We'll discuss some of the functions and its graphs. Some functions and their graphs. So first function which we are going to discuss is identity function. Identity function. From the name itself we can understand. Identity means it is both same. That is, x and y are same. That is, the function will be, it is a function from R to R. That is, from real numbers to real numbers itself. And we define by y is equal to x. So y equal to x is the identity function, and x belongs to R is called the identity function. Then how to draw the graph of that? How to draw the graph of identity function? So this is x and this perpendicular is y. This is x axis, this is y axis. Then here I am marking here 1, 2, 3 and so on. This side let it be -1, -2, -3 and so on. This y axis positive side and this side negative. Now y equal to x means if I am considering x equal to 1, then y also will be 1. So the point of intersection 1, 1, that point will be here. 2, 2 will be here, 3, 3 going on like this, then minus 1, 1, minus 2, minus 2, minus 3, minus 3. So like this way it will be going, and we will be getting a straight line passing through the origin. So all these, if we are joining together, we are getting the line y is equal to x. This is the identity function graph. And what about the domain? All the x values will be having different images. So domain will be the set of real numbers, and range. Range is also the set of, because all the values, all whatever x we are giving, that all definitely y also will be having images. So range is also the set of real numbers itself. So that's the first type of graph. Now the second one. Second graph which we are discussing is constant function. Constant function graph. So it is function from real numbers to real numbers, and define y is equal to f of x equal to a constant, that is c. That can be any constant. So how to draw the graph of a constant function graph? So this is x and x-axis, y-axis, and I'm taking, we are considering y equal to constant, let it be 2. If y is equal to 2, I'll be taking y equal to 2 on the y-axis. This is y equal to 2. This is 1. So this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So a straight line parallel to x-axis will be the graph of y equal to a constant. Here it is. Here I've taken the example y is equal to 2. So what about the domain? Domain will be all real numbers. And what about range? Range will be that constant alone. So that is a constant function. Now the third one which we are discussing is about the modulus function. Third one, it is modulus function graph. And what do you mean by modulus function? That is also f is a function from R to R, and it is defined by y is equal to mod x. Modulus of a function means, mod x means, we can write that function f of x as, it will be equal to x when x greater than or equal to 0, and it is equal to minus x when x less than 0. What all values you are giving, positive values, if you are giving here, it will be x itself. If you are taking negative values, it will be, if I am putting for minus x, x we are giving negative values, minus of minus, it becomes again positive. That means always whenever we are giving negative value or positive value, we will get f of x as positive itself. That's the meaning of modulus. So how the graph it will be? So while drawing the graph, if I am giving the values x equal to 0, it will be 0, x equal to 1, it will be 1, x equal to 2, it will be 2 itself. Then what about negative side? If I am giving x equal to minus 1, if I am in this f of x equal to minus x, if I am giving x equal to minus 1, it becomes minus of minus 1, which is positive. So x equal to minus 1, it will be positive 1. Then if it is x equal to minus 2, it will be positive 2. Then positive 3. So we'll get a shape, V-shaped graph like this. It will be a V-shaped graph. This is the modulus function graph. What about the domain of this? Domain will be all set of real numbers itself, and because all the x values are having different images. What about the range? What about range? Range will be only positive values, only from here, from 0 to infinity only will be the range set. So is equal to closed interval 0, open interval infinity. Only for positive values will be having, x values will be mapped only to positive side. So that is about modulus function. The next graph which we have to discuss is about the signum function graph. So it is also a function from the real numbers to real numbers, and it is defined by f of x is equal to 1 when x greater than 0, and equal to 0 if x equal to 0 and equal to minus 1 when x less than 0. This is the definition for signum function. So how to draw the graph of that signum function? X-axis, y-axis. So when x equal to 0, y also will be 0. When x greater than 0, for all values greater than 0 means x equal to 0.1, it will be jumping to the positive side, it will be jumping to 1. So it will be here. Whereas at this position we don't have an image there, because at x equal to 0, y also is 0, so it is at the origin. Then after that, just next point, that is 0.1, it will be at 1. Then 0.2 also it will be at 1, 0.3 also, then 1, 2, 3, etc. Everything will be having an image for all values of x. For all values of x greater than 0, it will be having an image at 1. Whereas all the values less than 0 will be having an image at minus 1. So this is the point minus 1. So whenever it is the values of x is less than 0, means minus 0.1. So at minus 1 there won't be any image, and remaining when x equal to 0, y also equal to 0, and then minus 0.1 it will be mapping to minus 1, then at minus 2, then minus 3, minus 4, everything will be mapping to minus 1 itself. So only in the range set, it will consist of only 1, 0 and minus 1. Whereas the domain consists of all the real numbers, because all the x values are having images. Whereas the range set, it is only minus 1, 0 and 1. It will be mapping to any value greater than 0 will be mapping to 1. Any value less than 0 will be mapping to minus 1, and 0 will be mapping to 0 itself. So range will be consisting of only minus 1, 0 and 1. Then the next one which we have to discuss is about the greatest integer function. Greatest integer function graph. So the definition of greatest integer function, it is also a function from real numbers to real numbers, defined by f of x equal to integer part of x. This is the symbol for integer part. And what does it mean? What is the meaning of integer part? If I am drawing a number line, let this be 0, here 1, 2, 3, this side minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. If I am taking a value 1.5, the integer part of 1.5 is 1. It is 1. We will be taking the values, the integer part, always to the left integer. We will take only to the left side. That is, if it is 2.5, the integer part is to the left side, the integer to the left side, it is 2. So the integer part of 2.5 is 2. Integer part of 0.5 to the left side, the integer is 0. So 0.5, the integer part is 0. Then again, the integer part to the left side, that is, if it is minus 0.5, the integer part to the left, it is minus 1. Then what about minus 1.5? Integer part of minus 1.5 is minus 2. Always we have to take to the left side. To the left, what is the just left integer? That is what we have to take it. So that is called the integer function. Greatest integer function. So now we'll draw the graph for that. So one more thing you have to notice is that if minus 1 less than, if minus 1 less than or equal to x less than 0. So at this between minus 1 and 0, we have to take the integer part as minus 1. That is between minus 1 and 0, we will be taking it as minus 1. That is minus 0.5, minus 0.9, everything will be mapping to minus 1. Whereas if it is between 0 less than or equal to x less than 1, between 0 and 1 we will be mapping to that integer part of x will be 0 itself. If it is 1 less than or equal to x less than 2, any value between 1 and 2, that is 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, everything will be mapping to integer part will be 1. So now we'll draw the graph for the greatest integer function. X-axis, mark the values on the x-axis, on the y-axis, and here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, this side -1, -2, -3, etc. 1, 2, 3, so on. This side it is -1, -2, -3, -4, and this is the origin. At 0 it will be 0. So here a point. Then if it is 0.1, and I've told you here from 0 to 1 it will be at 0 itself. So 0 to 1, that is 0.1, it will be 0 itself. 0.2 it will be 0. 0.3 also it will be 0. 0.9 also, but if it is 1 it will jump to the 0.1. So here only a 0 I can put because no image at 1. The image will be at 1, for 1 it will be at 1. Then for 1.1 also it will be at 1, 1.2 also it will be at 1, whereas for 2 it won't be here, it will be at the 0.2. Same way it is going on like this way, whereas at the 0.3 there won't be image, it will be at the integer part of 3 will be 3 itself, and so on. So for 3.1 also it will be 3, 3.2 also it will be 3, like that way. For the 0.4 it won't be at 3, it will be at the 0.4. So like this way step graph we will be getting. Same way to the downwards also, here no image, then remaining like this way, that is till -1 it will be -1 itself, then remaining here it will be a 0, then the graph going on, the graph will be like this way, and it will be a step graph, and this is called the greatest integer function graph. And what about the domain? Domain will be all the real numbers. And what about range? What will be the range? Range will be only integers, positive and negative integers, because 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 everything will be mapping to 1, then minus 0.5, 0. minus 0.6 etc. will be mapping to -1. That means all integers will be the range set. So that's about the graph. Now next is algebra of real functions. Algebra of real functions. So a function can be added, can be subtracted, that is f plus g of x. Two functions f of x and g of x can be added and can be written as f of x plus g of x. Then two functions can be subtracted, that is f minus g of x can be written as f of x minus g of x. Then two functions, it can be multiplied by a scalar. So we can multiply k into f of x. It is the same as kf of x. And you can multiply two functions, f of x into g of x is the same as f of x into g of x is the same as fg of x. It is f of x into g of x. Then we can divide also, that is f by g of x can be written as f of x by g of x. So we'll move on to a few problems, that is from the exercise part. Exercise 2.3. We have to find out, first question is to find which of the following relations are functions. Which of the following relations are functions? The question is 2, 1, 5, 1, 8, 1, then 11, 1, 14, 1 and 17, 1. So we have to check whether it is a function. Since the first elements are all unique, we can say that it is a function. Then one more question there. Set of ordered pair 1, 3 and 1, 5 and 2, 5. We can see that here 1 is having two different images, 1, 3 and 1, 5. So it is not a function. Then next question. Second question. Find the domain and range. Find the domain and range. That is, first question is f of x equal to minus mod x. What is the domain? What is the range? Domain means what all values x can take. Here if I am giving any values for x also, no problem is that we can give any values for x. So domain is the set of real numbers or any number I can give for x. Whereas the range, here domain is independent variable. That is, I can give any value for x. Whereas the range, it is dependent. And what will be the range set? Here if I am giving any values, modulus of x means it will be positive, multiplied by a negative sign means it will be that value will be that f of x will be negative. That means y equal to a negative value, or the range will be from minus infinity to 0. That will be the range. Second question is f of x equal to root of 9 minus x square. So we know that inside the square root, everything will be positive. Always it will be positive inside the square root. So we can write that 9 minus x square will always be greater than or equal to 0. Or minus x square greater than or equal to minus 9. I am multiplying throughout by minus 1. So that this becomes x square less than or equal to 9. The inequality also get reversed if I am multiplying throughout by minus 1. So x square less than or equal to 9, this means that minus 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. So x square less than or equal to 9 means it is 3 square. So x square less than or equal to 3 square means the value of x will be lying between minus 3 and plus 3. So domain is equal to closed interval minus 3, 3. What about the range? Range will be, that is, if I am putting any values from minus 3 to 3 in the given function f of x equal to root of 9 minus x square, can substitute and see. If I am giving minus 3 here, 9 minus 9, you will get it as 0. Then in between value, if I am giving, that is, if it is 1, 9 minus 1, 9 minus 1 is 8, root 8, that is 2 root 2. So it will be from 0 to 3. Maximum value it can take is 3. And because if x equal to 0 means you will get it as 3. Then only values from 0 to 3 you will be getting for f of x equal to root of 9 minus x square. So the range is between 0 and 3. Or you can write it like this way also. 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 3 is the range set. Now moving on to the next one. A function is defined. A function f is defined by f of x equal to 2x minus 5. Write down the values of f of 0, f of 7. So what will be f of 0 if I am putting x equal to 0? Instead of x, I have to give it as 0 here. So 2 into 0 minus 5, the answer will be minus 5. Then second one, f of 7. So f of 7 is equal to 2 into 7 minus 5, that is 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5 is 9. So that's about the function. Then one more question, we'll do it from here. That is question number 5, that is to find the range. Find the range of f of x equal to x square plus 2, where x is a real number. So what about the range of this? If it is a real number, x is a real number means it can be either positive or negative. But what happens to x square? X square will be always positive. Minus square or plus square, whatever it is, it will be positive. So f of x will always be, the minimum value of x square will be 0. So f of x will be always greater than or equal to 2. Because the minimum value of x square can be 0. It will be more than that, 0 or more. So f of x will be always greater than or equal to 2, or we can write that the range will be closed interval 2 comma infinity, that is more than 2. So that's all about the functions. So remaining important questions will be discussed in the next video. Thank you for watching my video. Those who haven't subscribed, please like, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon for more updates and notifications. Bye.